In the previous videos, I have explained about using Excel in order to perform an advanced in order to perform sales as well as customer and market performance analysis using basic and advanced Excel with Power Pivot and Power Query. The basic data used for the previous project and our current project of a company named Ethic Hardware comprises of total customers of 189 across the markets. The customers of 189 and the markets of around 23 countries and in two regions, and with a total products of 298 and the total sales of around 7,99,962 from 2019 to 2021. So this thing remains same. The basic data remains same. We could use Excel or we can use Power BI. Any other tool can be used in order to do our analysis and order to get the desired output of the total net sales of all these products over the 4 years or span of 2019 and 21, and the total gross margin across different countries in different time regions, and the margin percentage as well as the top products which this company has sold in different regions, and the bottom products and which product has to be improved, which product has to be discontinued, as well as sales country wise market wise, which the whichever things which is necessary for a betterment of business. All these things has been discussed in the previous videos with Excel. In the current video, we are going to do the similar thing with Power BI, and at the end we are going to compare the differences between Power BI and Excel, and why we need to upgrade to Power BI when the project goes high. So let's start the project. So for this thing, we are using the same dataset which we have used for Excel. The dataset comprises of customer table, the market table, customer table. So this is the customer table. So we have around 189 customers. So similarly, we have market table, product table, and all these tables we are using the same folder. And now we are going to start the analysis. So we are going to create a new Power BI project. So I'm typing the Power BI desktop, and I need to create a new project file named new sales project. So I'm creating a new project file. So, so we are going to get data. So how we are going to get data? We need to load for all the Excel files which is present in the folder. So we are going to select here. We can select directly in Excel file, but we need to select 7 files. So instead of selecting single file at same time, we have saved all this in a folder, and we are going to select more, and we are going to select the folder option here, and in this folder option, it's asking the path. Path is I am going to browse here. The path is present on the desktop. The cells. As we have seen in the similarly in Excel, the similar thing we can see in Power BI. It is going for Power Query mode. So we are going to transform data in Power Query. Uh, in how we have done in Excel of transformation of data, creation of all the 7 tables, and how we have done in the Power Query. The similar thing we are going to repeat here. I am going to show you one. I'm going to show one repetition of table, and the remaining tables also we can see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create it. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to name it as dim underscore customer. Or dim underscore customer. I'm going to select binary. So we got this. We got the dim underscore customer table. And again, I'm going to replicate it. I'm going to duplicate and one more. I'm going to create dim underscore market. Dim is dimension. So this is called dimension. So this dim underscore market has also been created. Now the dim underscore market we need to immediately. So here we can see the same thing as we have seen in Excel. The first row has to be the first row is present as the first row. We need to make it as header. So use first row as header option here. So this one is done. And similarly, I'm going to make all this. I'm going to create all the tables. So I'm going to do it now slowly. Here I have created market table, product table, max monthly table, facts under sales monthly with cost, and a target table. So I have created in how we have seen in an Excel file. The similar thing I have created there. The same thing as I have said. Power BI is an extension of Excel. So the customers table, market table, uh, product table, facts and sales monthly, facts and sales monthly with cost, and now what we have done, and like I have to create a new column called calculator column. So I'm going to create it right now. I have to add a column. I'm adding a column, create custom column. So the custom column, we are going to name it as total cost of goods sold. Total COGS, but summation of freight cost plus manufacturing cost. So we got one more thing, the total cost of goods sold. I'm going to make it as a decimal number. So we even got this too. And now after this one is completed, and now we need to create a date table. So I'm going to create a date table. Right click it, and I'm adding it as a query. So if you don't understand, if you are not, if you feel this is very fast, you can check my previous videos. In those videos, I have clearly explained how the date table is created, why you need to create it from the fact underscore sales table itself, what is the advantage of doing it, and now why we are creating a date table, and this table we are going to make quarters and some quarters and everything. Quarters and years have been separated. All these reasons we can see. For I'm making it, I'm taking the year getting the same end. So again, I'm naming it as a date. And I'm making a date table. So again, I'm going to make it. I'm adding a new column. So I'm going to add a new column. For addition of column, we are going to separate year itself. So we got the year alone, and I'm making this year as a text in text pro forma. The reason is we need to fetch it. You will be understanding the reason for making it or converting it into convert data type in text pro forma. And I want quarter wise data. For this, I am going to extract. So in order to have a quarter wise data, first initially I need to convert it as text. So I'm converting it as text, and I'm going to extract text after delimiter. So what is the delimiter bar? So I'm selecting bar here. So text after delimiter we got this. Now I'm going to convert this into date, and I'm going to extract only the quarters of this year. So yes, we got the quarters of this year. Now we can see after this I am going to delete it. So if we need to have a clear understanding why we are doing this, everything is explained in the previous videos. So this video is like the explanation is done. There is no difference between I'm going to this video is mainly the sole purpose is if you know Excel, you know 30% of Power BI because the undercurrent, the Vertipack engine is similar for Excel as well as Power BI. So but the only thing is it is Power BI is a bit more sophisticated than Excel, and it has more power, and the Power BI has been advancing day to day compared to Excel. So that is the reason I'm doing this. So I have created a date table, and let's rename it as dim underscore date. And yes, so my sole purpose of creation of all tables is completed. And now again it is in the form of ABC. So again I need to convert into date table. So this thing is done, and now I have to save this. I'm going to save it. Yeah, going to save it. Close and load to. So similarly close and load to. Oh, now I'm going to save it. Says new sales project. 27 itself. So new sales project. I'm going to close and here in Power Query and Power BI, we can see the difference. Close and apply. All the data has been loading it, but we don't see any tables which has been found. Whereas in Excel, we need to save it as a data model. We need to convert. We don't need to. We have to only create a connection, and that saving as a data model. Again need to manage the model. We need to make connections between these model. Different aspects are present in Excel, whereas in Power BI, everything is being loaded and under current. We don't need to create we don't need to create any data model. It's creating automatically. And also we can see here after completion of loading all these tables in Power Query in the backend, we can see all the tables. See, all the tables have been loaded, and all the tables have been loaded. So customer, dim date, market, product, sales, all the tables have been loaded, and they will be automatically connected. We can see the tables here. So this is the first table, dim table, date table, market table, product table, sales table, customer table. So all the tables have been loaded, and also there is the interconnection. See here, you can see clearly I did not do any interconnection. All the connections has been done by the Power BI software itself. So this is one of the biggest advantage. We don't need to make connections. We don't need to create connections again. Based on the primary key and foreign key concept, the Power BI itself make connections in between the tables. So the biggest step has been eliminated. Our only part which is required is the clearance has been done in Power Query. Tables have been created, and now the connections between tables has been done. The next step is writing of measures. So we are going to delve deep directly into the most important part, writing of measures. So let's start writing the measures. Before writing the measures, let's take a look of what are the measures we need to write. So I'm going as discussed in previous video. Measures are similar in both the cases, whether Power BI or Excel, the measures remain same. So I'm going to show simply a few measures, and the remaining measures we can write in the background, or you can write it yourself after seeing it. So I'm going to click here. This is a Power BI system. It you can see it is somewhat similar to Excel. These are ribbon, these are the icons, and these are the tabs, and these are all the ribbon. This area is called the canvassing area where all the dashboarding is done. The most important this is canvas. See, select or drag fields and data pin onto report canvas. This is the canvas area. All the dashboarding is done. And this is the table view. So this is the report view. This is the table view. As I said, all the tables we can see here. Despite Excel, when we are in Power Query, we cannot see other things. So we cannot minimize Power Query. Similar way in Power Pivot, it is difficult, but this Power BI made it easy. On a one glance, we can see the report view. In this report view, we use different tools like different charts in order to create dashboards for better visualization. Also, we can see different tables and the relationship between the tables in the form of diagrams. So in Excel, we need to go for Power Query, we need to do Power Pivot, we need to load the data model. All this has been eliminated and everything has been integrated. Now the most important step is writing of measures. So let's write measure. So I'm going to select this. Here you can see a quick new measure. So what is the new measure? Net sales. Net sales is the most important measure. Net sales is sum of where the sales amount is present in fact table, fact underscore sales monthly of net sales amount. Tab, close it. So a measure has been created. Sorry. So measure has been created. See, we can see the difference between measures. It's in the form of some calci, and the date is in the form of date table. That we can see the icons differences. This part is visualization part. We are going to discuss deep about visualization part succeedingly. So this is the net sale. Similarly, I'm going to create one more measure on the same table. What is the next measure? Cost of new measure. Measure is cost of goods sold. So COGS means cost of goods sold. It's nothing but in a table named facts underscore sales monthly with cost, we have a column named total COGS. So where it is present facts underscore sales monthly with cost, we have total COGS. I'm going to simply press the tab and we got it. And this second measure is also done. And similarly, I'm going to write all the other measures. Uh, let's wait for a minute. All the measures, as you can see here, net sales, cost of goods sold, gross margin percentage, 19, 20, 21 target. All these measures I'm going to write right now. And if you can copy it, you can save it, you can take a screenshot, and you can write the measures by using the similar thing. So I'm going to write it now. I was writing a measure name. We are writing a measure name. Net sales 2019. So net sales 2019 is calculate. Expression is net sales. What is the filter? We need the sales of the year 2019 itself. So net sales, the filter is dimension underscore date of year equal to 2019. So the Excel and the Power BI will check for the year 2019 and give only the sales, only the net sales for the year 2019 itself. That's the purpose we in dimension underscore date table we made the year as in the form text instead of date in data type as text instead of date for easy searching. So in similarly we are going to write 2019, 20 and 21. So we are writing one more measure target 2021 is nothing but sum of where we have a target table ns underscore of target ns underscore target and this one more measure. So again we have to create a new measure. It's like ns underscore again 21 versus 20. Let's divide. Let's have 21. Let's have 20. And one more measure 2021 minus target is nothing but subtract net sales 2021 minus target 2021. All these are the different measures which is required in order to perform analysis. So if a different industry, the measures will be different. There is also one more term called KPI. They are called key performance indicators. Depending on the industry, different industries, these measures will change. For hospitality industry, we get some measures like occupation ratio. For hospital administration, we get total number of inpatients and outpatients. So depending on the segment and industry, these measures has to be rewritten based on with the help of the industry people itself. Finally, all the measures which is required for analysis have been written, and these are all the measures. All these measures are saved under a name called Facts and Reports Sales Monthly. So these measures can be used for different analysis in different tables. We don't need to write separately calculated column in Excel. So this is the biggest advantage of writing measures. Now after writing all these measures, let's start analysis. So what are the reports which we require in starting the analysis? So water analysis we need tables. So these are all the visualizations. We drag and drop things in order to get our required report. So which report is required right now? So the measures has been completed and now we are going to save it. And now the report. In order to know, we need to have a reference. So how the report kind should be. So as I've already done, the report kind should be is how the report should be. So here you can see we got market sales, gross margin, margin percentage. There's a table, and again we have a table, and there's a slicer kind of thing. So I'm going to replicate the similar thing now. What do we have here? The market on the row side and net sales, cost of goods as margin on the column side. Let's do that. Creation of dashboard and interpretation in the dashboard. I think it is better to discuss in the next video. Thank you.